even if you use exactly the same copy that you've written in the current campaign and you just do it on video, builds a lot more trust. What are some of the mistakes you made when you first started doing cold outreach?
The kind of mistakes were just going straight in with sales.
What are some of the things you're excited about trying to improve your cold outreach further?
I've started building a campaign using a little bit more video messaging.
Hello everyone, and welcome to SalesRobot Customer of the Week, a new show where we interview the top 1% of SalesRobot users and go deep into their process with hot tips around targeting, messaging, and personalization tactics that you can take away and implement in your cold outreach starting tomorrow. Today on the show, we have Bob, who's the founder at ReFlame. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Hi there, Saurav. How are you?
Doing well. Let's get into your business first. What does ReFlame do and what kind of business model do you guys have?
Basically, it's an online community to help people who are out of work. Being out of work is far more than just losing a salary and losing a job. There's a lot of mental fitness constraints. There's a lot of physical fitness stuff. So what we do is we try and look at using the community to give people full person support during their career quest to help them with the professional stuff of finding a new job, but also making sure they can manage their life while they're looking for a new job as well.
That sounds like a great way to do it because a lot of people just focus on finding the new job. But as somebody who has been laid off before, I remember how difficult it was, right? So I'll not bury the lead. Obviously, this was a really successful campaign. I'll just share my screen and show everybody the numbers so that you understand why Bob is here. He's obviously had a great campaign and he's had multiple good campaigns, but this one just kind of stood out. So you see, this is the campaign. It had almost a 24% acceptance rate and almost a 47% reply rate, which is way above average. The average reply rate is closer to 10 to 20%. So again, first of all, congrats on the campaign.
Thank you very much.
So let's get into the campaign. Who were you targeting with this?
So the targeting was very much based on a sales navigator search. It just goes to show you how people's minds work. People have in their job title unemployed. So there are people out there who are brave enough to actually say I am unemployed on a public platform like LinkedIn. So that was something that we really went for there.
So you're going for certain keywords, which is seeking a new role, unemployed, and stuff like that, which is obviously a very good way to target.
Exactly, yeah. So unemployed. The second keyword was seeking because it's combining that unemployed with seeking a new job. Obviously, in LinkedIn we have the open to work banner, which is also there. I looked at a certain age range as well because the market is being particularly brutal to people who are in their 40s and 50s. So we put all of that together and we got a very big list, obviously. So I reduced that down to just to the UK, and then we sent out the campaign to that group.
Very interesting. So let's get into the sequencing a little bit because I was checking it out before we came on the podcast and I really like the messaging strategy that you have. So talk to me about the connection request.
Yeah. So, I mean, the connection request is very, very, very easy. I mean, at the end of the day with ReFlame, you're touching a person's pain point immediately. And it's a key thing in business to obviously identify what the person's pain point is. It's absolutely, straight to the point. We know what you're going through, and we're basically here to help.
No, there's a lot of small elements in here that I want to highlight because I think this is brilliant copywriting work. Like the couple of sentences that you use, they're both serving an important purpose, right? The biggest thing is you're telling them why you reached out. So this part kind of covers that, hey, I noticed something about you. And then your offer is something that's free, which is obviously a great way to get people in because you're reaching out to strangers. And then you're showing a lot of empathy with the rest of the copy, right? You're saying, hey, based on my own experiences, you're supporting people. What you're offering is a community of like-minded professionals that can boost energy and success. I really like the way this message is structured, especially since, LinkedIn has that limitation of 300 characters.
Yeah. I was really pleased with it myself. It's clear English. Like I say, it shows that there's an understanding there because it is ReFlame was built based on my own personal experience.
Yeah. And I love how the free is actually all caps. So even if they miss the rest of the message, they see the free part and then they're much more incentivized to reply.
Yeah. Free is always a good word, especially when people are out of work because money is tight, as you know only so well.
Absolutely. Okay. So you do step 1 and then step 2, step 3 is more about becoming visible to them. So you're viewing their profile and liking their post.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get into the final message, which is step 4. Talk me through this one.
Yeah, so just giving a little bit more context. So once they've connected, thank you very much. We have a really cool meeting that we do every Friday, and it's basically a rant session, just a chance where people can just get on the phone, get on the Zoom, and just say that they're mad about what's going on in the job market. And what I do is I usually have a few coaches there that will actually then help people put that into context. So I wanted to just demonstrate that it wasn't just something that was just CV work and everything else. Hit get them at a stage where they can just go somewhere and they can just let off a bit of steam. And then confirming that it's a safe environment. It's something that, really, really, is not going to pressure them to do anything, and they can come in and just be themselves. So that's it. Being quite open. I'm not a marketing expert. If this isn't for them, why is it not for them? And try and get a little bit of feedback. So that was really it. It was just to be very conversational, not to come in with any kind of sell, but just truly try and give people a sensation that there's a real person on the other side of this who's genuinely interested in helping.
No, absolutely. I think it's great copy and a great offering, which goes to show you why you have almost a 47% reply rate when averages on LinkedIn are close to 10% or lower. So
thank you very much.
Okay, so now let's get into your journey a little bit. What are some of the mistakes you made when you first started doing cold outreach?
The kind of mistakes were just going straight in with sales. You need to make sales. You need things to move fast. The experience that we want when we're sold to is that someone nurtures us, they court us for a little bit, and they get to know us a little bit. If someone says, you just come and buy this, we don't like it. But when we're entrepreneurs and we want to grow stuff, then we become that person. So it was a case of toning it down and just making that general slightly slower introduction. But on the same side, people who are out of work want to get into work quickly. So they also have a time limitation as well. So I guess it's made it a kind of easier campaign, to be successful in, because you're really, it's a win-win situation that you want people in quickly and people want to solve their problem quickly.
I think offer construction matters a lot as well. Like, for example, what you're offering is not like, I'll get you a job in 10 days, right? What you're saying is, hey, this is a free online community. Come in here, first solve the big issue in your head, which is the frustration and the sort of isolation that you're facing, and then get into solving the problem. It's not like you're selling them something immediately. So that offer construction in cold outreach matters a lot. I think that's another brilliant bit of work that you did on constructing the offer correctly for cold traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust is a big thing, because that's another thing, unfortunately, with LinkedIn at the moment. There's a lot of people offering a lot of things. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scams on LinkedIn as well at the moment. And I've seen that where people literally just say, I've got the perfect job for you. Someone gets excited, they reply, they send their CV, and then they say, oh, you needed to do a bit of work on this CV. And if you give me X amount of money, I'll do that work. And it's just a complete scam. So that it's an area that is being flooded by people like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, let's get into the final question. What are some of the things you're excited about trying to improve your cold outreach further?
Because of what we're doing here, I've started building a campaign using a little bit more video messaging. So I can actually get in and get straight away. People can see, you can talk to them, you can be a bit more expressive and things like that. So using video messaging is something that I think will be very, very good for me, because you get to immediately have that one-to-one contact with someone. Because certainly in the job application market, you're constantly sending off electronic files to people and not getting anything back. So even though it's video, having that little bit of human-to-human contact is something that's really, really important. They can see the person, they can see how you speak, they can see how you use your hands when you're speaking. And it just breaks down that part from it just being a very simple, here I go, read another bit of text. Let's face it, 90% of the text is generated by ChatGPT anyway, so it's all the same. So if you can come on and be yourself and demonstrate that. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to going into in some of my future campaigns, is using video a bit more and try, as I say, make that one-to-one connection, face-to-face, even if it's just 30 seconds. 30 seconds of video just delivers so much more than whatever 30 seconds of text is.
No, I absolutely agree with you. I think you'll see some very good results from that. Even if you use exactly the same copy that you've written in the current campaign and you just do it on video, just doing it with your hands and your expressions, it just cuts through the noise and builds a lot more trust. So I think you'll do well with that campaign. On that note, we'll wrap up for today, Bob. That is all the time we have today. For the people who want to find out more about you online, where can they find you?
They can go to reflame.co.uk. They can look me up on LinkedIn as well, obviously. And yeah, I'm happy to field any messages that people want to send over. If I'm allowed to do this, if you know someone who's struggling, please send it over. As I say, it's a free platform. It's just there to try and help people in a really hard time and give them somewhere where they can just share their feelings, but also gain a hell of a lot. We have AI courses in there. We have a ton of really cool resources. But if people want to share the word, it's only helping people, that's for sure.
Perfect. On that note, we'll wrap up. Thank you so much for making the time, Bob.
Thanks to you, Saurav. Speak to you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.